Some people are the easiest person to be around emotionally because they spent years learning how not to need too much from anyone. And the dangerous part is that most of them don't even realize how much of their personality was built around avoiding rejection. They learn to explain their feelings quickly.
That's just how it is.
Apologize before anyone gets
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Act
know?
unaffected before someone calls them too sensitive. Some people learn to need less from others because needing comfort started feeling embarrassing. And eventually,
Oh,
they become the most
gosh, I'm so
emotionally honest
sorry.
person
I
in
didn't
the
mean
room,
to.
and somehow still the loneliest. Not because nobody is around them. Because nobody ever reaches the version of them that's actually real. Over time, something changes inside people like that. They rehearse texts before sending them, overexplain emotions before anyone misunderstands them, panic immediately after being emotionally honest, quietly. And the dangerous part? Most people don't notice this happening until they barely recognize themselves around other people anymore.
I don't know if
Because
I can
emotionally
do this.
sensitive people
I'm
are
just so
not scared of
tired.
talking. They're scared of feeling
Deletes
stupid for being
message.
honest afterward.
Silence.
The embarrassment,
Indistinct laughter
regret.
and chatter,
the sudden urge to
Sighs.
disappear after finally saying something
chuckles
real.
weakly,
That
slow
changes people.
exhale.
Eventually, pretending becomes personality. Some people stop expressing themselves naturally altogether. Some become so
Yeah, that
emotionally
sounds
low
interesting.
maintenance
Just,
that nobody checks
are
on
you
them
alright?
anymore.
You seem
Some
distraught.
people became
Just 1
so
second.
emotionally
Nothing.
independent
Just
that nobody
old
realized
stuff.
they were emotionally starving. That's the devastating part. Not that they feel deeply, but they become easier to lose. Talking less, hiding more, needing less, disappearing quietly. Not because they want to, because experience taught them honesty usually
You
makes
see,
things heavier.
It's not
And
that
for
I'm
some
upset,
people,
it's more
that
of a nuanced
realization changes
discomfort
the way
rooted in
they
past
exist
experiences
around
of perceived
everyone.
inadequacy.
Because being
Try to
emotionally
understand.
real already feels dangerous before anyone even responds.
Maybe I pushed too hard.
And that's
No, it
exactly
felt
why
like you
moments
weren't
of
even
emotional
listening.
honesty affect
Yeah, I
people more
wasn't.
deeply than most realize. But lately, something heavier has been happening underneath the surface too. Some people are leaving feeling more exposed than understood, and most of the time, nobody even meant to hurt them. Sometimes it's sarcasm. Sometimes it's one careless sentence landing on
that.
someone who
Thanks.
already spent years feeling emotionally unsafe around other people. A sentence that feels small to one person can confirm someone else's deepest fear about themselves. And the scary part is that eventually, people stop waiting for rejection from others. They reject themselves first, before anyone else gets the chance to. That's how people disappear emotionally without anyone noticing, hiding reactions, feeling guilty faster, pretending not to care. After enough emotional rejection, the nervous system starts treating honesty like danger, not attention, danger. Some people become quiet not because they have nothing to say, but because saying things out loud started feeling emotionally expensive. That kind of loneliness exhausts people. And honestly,
I wish I could
most
just...
people are not looking
Oh,
for
sorry.
arguments.
I didn't
They're
mean to
looking
say
for
that.
relief.
Sorry.
Proof that they're not broken for feeling things this deeply. Because
And
after
the
a
best
while,
part is that it's gonna be
emotional
so much fun
exhaustion
to just
turns
do
into
all these
self-doubt.
Never mind.
Quietly. If you've ever deleted your own
Yes,
comment
not.
because you suddenly felt embarrassed for caring too much, if you've ever stared at a notification with anxiety before opening it, if you've ever apologized before you even finished explaining why something hurt you, we see you. Some people were raised around criticism for so long that harshness started sounding normal to them. But there's still a difference between reacting emotionally and making someone feel unsafe for being emotionally honest. Because some people are not
I
too
never thought it
sensitive.
would end like this.
They just adapted to environments where vulnerability
But I
felt
guess
dangerous.
I should have seen it coming.
There are people who don't stay
I can't
silent
get it
because they
off.
have nothing
I
to
can't
say.
get it off.
They stay
Why can't
silent
I stop
because experience
scrubbing?
taught them honesty usually turns into shame. And eventually, some people stop asking for comfort long before they stop needing it. Maybe that changed you too. Maybe you learned to become easier,
I was
quieter,
saying, it's just
less
amazing how
reactive,
things have changed.
less
Oh,
real.
yeah.
Just to avoid
Anyway,
feeling like a
about
burden.
last week's party,
Maybe
you
you
won't
weren't
believe
difficult
it.
to understand. Maybe you just learned to survive around emotionally unavailable people. You adapted so well that eventually it stopped feeling like adaptation. So tonight, if you feel the urge to explain why something hurt you, try not to for once. Let the feeling exist without defending it. And if even one line in this video felt uncomfortably familiar, you don't need to explain why. Just keep it. Because some people are not asking for attention. They're still trying to find out what honesty feels like when fear isn't attached to it.